the #1 long-form writer that helps SEOs outrank competition at the click of a button using real-time research and NLP. Start ranking content today with content@scale.ai.
Wix Studio, one end-to-end web creation platform for your agency to deliver exceptional work with absolute efficiency.
All right, hello everyone. I just want to take a few seconds to actually feel how I'm feeling now. And I heard yesterday and the day before that actually everybody's stressed. So I was feeling that I need to be stressed as well. Everybody's so anxious, so I had a feeling that I will be anxious as well. And I think I'm not anxious now, but my heart is just like pumping. And that is because my brain wants to impress you. And that is normal, that is expected. I know that you came here to actually learn something, but I think the biggest lesson that you can learn today is actually to track how you're feeling during the day, and I will do that also on the stage, because my heart now is pumping even more. So, but I'm not afraid, because I know that I'm not going to die, at least, I don't know, but if I'm going to die, like that's the best, like I'm not going to feel after it. So you heard that I'm coach for SEO professionals, and I'm not certified coach. I didn't do like any kind of certification, but what I did is actually I helped myself. I helped myself to actually feel a little bit good now in this stage, even I'm going to be blind by this. So that is something that I also want to share with you, to teach you how you can feel that you are good enough. Doesn't matter how many of SEO experience you have, and I have just like few of them, definitely you are more experienced. But let's see how I did it. Oh, I need to put this. Okay, so this is kind of just like boring career history, and like from account manager to SEO manager. And everybody is saying just like these titles. And you know why we are doing this? Because titles are important when we are feeling that we are not good enough. So we need that title. I needed a title of SEO manager. And you know how many hours I felt good about it? Maybe 3 hours. Because next day, I felt even worse. Because now I'm SEO manager, I have that responsibility, everybody's looking at me, and then like, what's happening? Because like I got that title, and I'm feeling even worse. And what you don't see between like these titles are actually stress, imposter syndrome, self-doubts, anxiety. I'm from Bosnia, and we in Bosnia, we have like so many different problems, but anxiety is not one of them. Because we are so busy by other problems, so I didn't have anxiety before I moved to Dublin, before I achieved my dream to enroll my second master. And now I want to cry, but definitely this is not a place for crying. But I achieved my dream to move to Dublin, and then I got anxiety. And even I was working like 2 years, I was feeling every day so stressed, so anxious. But I didn't know that is anxiety. I thought that is just like adult life. Because my English was so broken, like even it's now, but at least you can understand me a little bit. And I was working for my US companies, clients, and you can imagine like about my accent, my pronunciation, like I'm from Bosnia, so everybody knows about Bosnia just like because of war, and like that's the thought that I had, but actually people didn't watch me and look at me just like, hey, this girl is from Bosnian war, but like I had that expectation in my head. And I need to really check my time, because whenever I rehearsed like this talk, I did it in different way. Yesterday, day before, and I didn't prepare much myself because that's the way I am. And today I really want to talk like what I'm feeling today, now, because that is something that I want to teach you, to check your thoughts, to check your feelings. Because it doesn't matter like these titles, doesn't matter like salaries that we have, if I'm feeling stressed every day, if I'm feeling that I'm not good enough with any new title, that's not the way how we are going to live. Like, we didn't deserve that. Like, doesn't matter money, doesn't matter like anything. I don't want to die, just like and Ryan mentioned our mental health. So that is something that I'm bringing to the stage, my personal experience. This is something that I'm also helping you. So whenever you're having questions, like, you can reach me today or LinkedIn, doesn't matter. And let's start with the presentation now. Okay, so I use this Jackie Chan slide. This is for a movie, but I'm not recommending to watch this movie. It was just like cool for my slide, because there is a saying, who I am really. So there is a history of titles that we have that we want to be like, to impress others, but let's talk who we are like behind these titles, who we are every day when we are stressing at our jobs and life. So I'm someone who, I didn't hack my brain, definitely. I just learned how to hack my brain. So I learned that by foundation, and foundation is actually brain pattern. Because you have noticed the way you do one thing is the way how you are doing like all these things. And there's also a saying, but probably some famous people, I don't know. But what's the catch here? Because you can say like, yeah, from the past I did something and I had some approach about that, and I'm doing with the same approach now, and I will do that in the future. And like, that's good, like, I don't want to change myself, like, I don't want to be another person or something like this. But let's check about these feelings when you are stressed every day, when you are so frustrated by Google updates every time, every day. They are just like more and more often. Would you like to be actually, would you like to change your approach when you heard that like there is a new Google update? I just heard that like last night we had a new Google update. Yeah, let's see. I'm out of office until Wednesday, and then like I will check it on Thursday. Because why? Probably maybe my clients like are just like, they will not call me because they don't have my number. But like, maybe they will say like, oh, Adriana is so bad as your manager, like she didn't do something about Google updates, so we had some drop keywords. They can say that, but I know that for now, I'm good enough. I have like 2-3 years of the SEO experience, and that's okay for today. Definitely, I have like big goals, I have like huge ambitions, but the most important thing is actually that I really want to feel good enough today in front of you. And then like I will learn every day more, but I really want to learn from the place that I'm curious, that I'm feeling that I'm good enough today, and I see myself in the future as a huge SEO professional, but I don't want to learn just like from panicking, from stressing, from the feeling that I'm not good enough, what clients will say, like what my manager will say. They will say like, whatever. I think I'm okay just now. So we have brain patterns, and that is everything like how we are thinking every day. But in the core of the brain pattern is belief. And this is the most hardest thing to change, because 90% of you can just, and you will think that actually I'm lying, this is possible for Adriana, but it's not possible for me. I have specific SEO clients, they are very stressful, so I'm unique, like that is not working for me. And that's okay, because like my presentation will be just like for 10% of this audience. For the people who believe there is a possibility to change their mindset so they can feel that they are good enough, so they can work without stress, they can work without frustration about new Google update. For the rest of these people, I will say that just, okay, this presentation is not for you. But just imagine if we are having this circle and we are putting all the world knowledge in that circle. And we are coming, me, you as an individual, and we are putting ourselves, our knowledge. And probably that knowledge will be just like one dot. Maybe you're smarter than me, I don't know, but probably you will have like 1 or 2 dots in that huge circle of the knowledge. And I would say, what is there is a possibility that you don't know something. Something that can actually change your day just like in totally like different way, that you can work without stress, without frustration, that actually you can feel good enough. So, okay, I have 10 minutes Now I'm going to talk very fast. So what we are going to do today, we are going to talk about sabotages. Sabotages that we are thinking that are good for us, but actually they are killing us. So first, sabotage is actually overworking. And overworking is a brain pattern, the brain pattern that I mentioned. So why we are overworking? Because of the belief that your value, we are thinking that our value is determined by the amount of tasks, how much we accomplished today. I will repeat this because it was confusing even for me. We are overworking because we believe that our value is determined by the amount of work we have done today. And maybe you will say, like, no, that it's not right. But just imagine your day when you finish like 10 tasks and you're feeling good, like that's it, life is great. And then next day, you finish just like 2 or 3 tasks and then you're saying like, oh no, I haven't been productive or something like this. So the next slides are actually how we will recognize that we are sabotaging us in this way. And this will look like this. We are working at the nights and the weekends. We are proving that we are working very hard. Because if we are not working very hard, it's not good enough. We need to struggle. We need to work very hard to actually think that we are doing it that way. And we are just like sabotaging ourselves because like, no, it's not correct. When we are fulfilling the calendars like with too many tasks, when we are having emotional stress and mental drama about setting realistic goals, when we are constantly thinking, oh, I'm so behind, or I'm not being productive enough. Like, what means even productive? Or whenever we are having a difficulty sleeping because of the thoughts of the work. So whenever you catch yourself in these situations, you are overworking because of your belief that your value is determined by the amount of work you have done today. Okay. And I need water. Okay, I lost some time, I need to speed up. So, your value is not determined by the amount of work you have done today. Definitely, you're not your work. Okay, second sabotage. Second sabotage is actually when we do prioritization of the others before ourselves. So, why we are doing this? We are doing this because of the belief that your value is determined by how much you do for others. I will repeat this because like this is something that you're hearing for the first time. You prioritize other works instead of because you think that your value is determined by how much the tasks you have done and how much you help others. That's not correct. So, how does it look like in the real time? Constant email checking, waiting for that email just like to answer that email. Responding to small, urgent, fake queries just like to be, yeah, I'm there, like I'm responding. I think we are having a feeling that if we are responding to these like emails to the teams, like immediately they will get a feeling that we are working, like we are not just like sleeping or something like that. Even we do something sometimes. Okay. Whenever we are when we are doing prioritization projects that involved other people instead of our solo projects. Because, yeah, like when we are doing with people in other projects, like that's more important in comparison to other projects that are just like solo projects when we are alone. Or whenever we are uncomfortable with just like signing out of like Teams and Slack, doesn't matter like what you use, because actually you just need to be there to answer that message to help someone. Or whenever you are volunteering for some unpaid roles in the office, for example, organizing birthdays or organizing meetups, because like, yeah, you really want to prove yourself that you are organizing this. Or whenever you are having a feeling that you are going to be like loyal in your company, or whenever you do prioritization of the company income over your own. And maybe you will say that like, no, I'm not doing that. But just imagine yourself whenever you would like to ask for a salary increase, and then you are thinking, oh, my company is not doing well, there is economic crisis, like maybe I shouldn't do that like now, I will ask that after. No, because like you do prioritization of the company income over yourself. So your value is not determined by the amount of work you do for others, and you are not your work. Okay, let's talk about sabotage 3. Sabotage 3 is actually when we are thinking that others are much more smarter and much more capable of some things than we are. And that is a brain pattern. But why we are doing this? We are doing this because of belief that we are less smarter and less capable of some things. So, how we are going to recognize this? Whenever we are incapable to take credit of our work, whenever we have difficulty to negotiate for some promotions or raises, whenever we are not accepting compliments, validation of our work, like, you know, like they are saying you, oh, you did a great job, and you are saying, yeah, it's not enough, yeah, it's okay, no worries, and like, you did a good damn job. Oh, whenever you have a reluctance to share contradictive SEO suggestions, opinions, whenever you're thinking that others maybe are better of giving some ideas. And what you do? You overwork, because actually the hard work is something that will make you and will lead you to the next level. Or whenever you are thinking that everything needs to be perfect, or whenever you are just like criticize yourself, or over-analyzing of any work of emails and thinking like if-then situations, you know, like the meeting is coming and like client is not happy, so you are just like overthinking, if they told me this, I will tell them this, if they tell me this, I will tell them this, and just like, and then meeting happened and like they didn't say anything, and you was like, yeah, I was just like overwhelmed by all my thoughts. They didn't say actually too much. And whenever you do this, just like recognize that actually you do this because of belief that actually everybody else is much more smarter. So you are not your work, and you are not your comparison to others. So we have a good news. This is all pattern. This is all pattern, and what is the best news here is actually when you discover this pattern, brain pattern, you have like these brain patterns, sabotages, like when you can recognize them. The biggest and hardest thing is actually to believe that you can change this. And you can change this, like I'm just like sharing my knowledge, how I did this, and I did this with the therapy, with the mindset coaching, with the NLP courses, with the books, and you can do like different things, like doesn't matter, but just like there is a solution for your problem. So it's not okay if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling that you're not good enough, if you're feeling as an imposter, because there is a solution for it. Like we have like medical, and like the most easiest part is actually to fix this. The hardest thing is, as I mentioned, like 10% of these people, and I really hope that you will be in this 10% of people that believe that this can be changed, that you can feel good enough and you can work without stress every day. So, no matter how productive you are today, and no matter how much you accomplished today, no matter how much you networked today and yesterday, you're not your work, you're valuable. And also, I have like 2 minutes, but I don't want to say more, because that would be just like overworking. I think if you really believe this is going to be enough. If you don't believe, it's never going to be enough. Thank you.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.